Of all human activities, gardening is the most optimistic and hopeful. The gardener is by definition one who plans for and believes and trusts in a future, whether in the short or the longer term. To sow seeds and plant out, to graft and propagate, whether it be peas and beans, apples and plums, roses and peonies, is to make one's own positive stake in that future. A gesture declaring that there will be weeks, months, years ahead. And they who plant sapling trees which will not arrive at their full maturity for 50 or 100 years is not only an optimist but a benefactor to coming generations. Those who constantly think of war and dread its prospect, who see an end to mankind and his planet, whose spirits are shriveled and hearts bowed down by the troubles and threats of the age, who refuse to have any hope, take any comfort, see the glimmer of any new dawn, should be gardeners. The gardener learns to be by turns daring and adventurous, tender and ruthless, meticulous and haphazard, gentle and patient, but above all, they learn to revel in today while being ever hopeful of tomorrow. Hello everyone! Welcome to Reading Through the Generations. This is my mother-in-law Carol and I'm Precious, and we're filming this video on the very first day of spring. So happy spring everybody! And we got some wonderful books that we'd like to share with you all. Carol, why don't you take it away?
Oh, me first?
Yes, of course! These are books that she'd like to get to.
Yeah, that I haven't read yet because I just got them. One is Bernie Sanders' amazing book. I've seen several wonderful interviews with him about this book. It's okay to be angry about capitalism. And it's just what I've dipped into it and seen him talk about it. What he says is we should be angry. We should be angry that 3 individuals own more of our entire income and resources than the bottom half of the entire population. Is there something wrong with that picture? What can 1 or 3 people do with so much money that could be of use to so many other people? Anyway, that's the inequality is what he's addressing, and it's really, really good that he's doing so. I just love him. Also, he's the same age as me, so he's got to be good. And the other one is my friend Mary O'Brien. I just got this book yesterday in the mail. I'm so excited. It's called What a Bee Knows. And I love people who do this. The subtitle is Exploring the Thoughts, Memories, and Personalities of Bees, which is something that I always thought I was a little bit weird because I thought there were individual bees. No, I think I was right from what I'm just seeing dipping into this one. This man is a scientist and entomologist who has just studied hundreds and hundreds of bee species. I didn't know there were so many, and all their different personalities and quirks. It's just wonderful and reminds me of when I was a kid in grade school. We walked to school and I walked with a neighbor girl named Helen Davidson. I've never forgotten her because she had a pet bee. And growing up, I thought, I didn't think there was anything odd about it then, but I thought, no, I must be remembering it wrong. I don't think I was remembering it wrong after looking at this book, because bees do know people. They can tell people apart. It's wonderful. I love it. So I'm looking forward to reading that. And then again, just for fun, a mystery book called Dress to Kilt. This is a 3rd in a series, and I've only read the first one, but I'm really enjoying it. It's a young woman who is trying to write a romance novel set in Scotland where she's never been. So her friend sends her to Scotland. She said, "You can't write about Scotland if you've never been there." And so she goes there to write her novel, and of course gets involved in all kinds of adventures with sheep and shepherds and wonderful people. And I enjoyed the first one. I'm going to enjoy this one.
Fantastic. Thank you, Carol. A book that I'm going to start off with, it's for my family's book club. It's called Through the Garden Gate by Susan Hill, with gorgeous illustrations by Angela Barrett. And it's a picture book of all the gardens from Susan's past and future, gardens from, you know, beloved classic literature. She gives tips on how to make your own potted garden, your own rose garden, and I think there's a couple recipes in here too. I've started it just because I couldn't help myself.
Of course.
So, this is what I'm currently reading. And then, last spring, I started the season off with The Enchanted April by Elizabeth von Arnim, and just fell in love with the whole Italian landscape, and I want to revisit Italy, and since I can't physically be there, I'm going to travel back there with this book in my imagination, A Room with a View by E.M. Forster. And I think it's just about a young lady who travels to Italy one spring with her auntie, and it's about the cast of eccentric characters that they meet while they're there and the adventures that they have. Another book I hope to get to is All Among the Barley by Melissa Harrison. I don't know much about this, but the blurb on the back just caught my attention. It says, "The fields were eternal, our life the only way of things, and I would do whatever was required of me to protect it." And that just, it sounds absolutely lovely. I think it's a coming-of-age tale, and those are like some of my favorite books that I love to read. And then the last one was a birthday present from my dear sister, The Overstory by Richard Powers. And I think this is about the poignant bond between humanity and Mother Nature, the protection of biodiversity, of our forests. And I think it's going to be a very moving story, and I can't wait to get to it either. So that's our books that we would like to get to for the month of April. Please be sure to let us know what you're looking forward to this spring, and if you've read any of these books, we'd love to discuss them with you. Until next time, take good care. Bye-bye.